Today, I want to talk about something a few of you reached out about after our last video, and this is financial literacy and investing. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not a finance bro, but over the years, I've taken my finances very seriously, and I've learned a ton that I wish someone had told me earlier. So let's start with a simple scenario. Say you're 18, maybe you're a little bit younger in high school, maybe you're older in college, working part-time, and you've saved up a little bit of money. Nothing crazy, but maybe a few $1,000s. So what should you actually do with it? And why isn't it the best idea to just let it sit in a savings account? Well, the big issue is inflation. If you leave all of your money in a basic bank account, it slowly loses value over time while the price of things goes up. So most savings accounts don't offer an interest rate high enough to beat inflation. So if you saved $10,000 in high school and just let that sit for 5 years, it really won't be worth $10,000 anymore. It's quietly shrinking. But when I was younger, I'd see these financial videos pop up and think, yeah, I should probably do that. But investing always felt a little bit complicated for me and overwhelming. Then one day I actually made an account on Robinhood. But you can do this on Robinhood, Vanguard, Fidelity. I mean, there's a ton of investing apps out there. And after I made my account, I realized how simple it is. It literally just takes minutes. So once you have your account and you transfer a couple dollars in, the big question becomes, what's the smartest thing to invest in when you're first starting? So here's the easiest way I've ever heard it explained. So imagine you're a student and the teacher gives you two options. Number one, work your butt off, study like crazy, and maybe get an A. Or option two, just show up, do the bare minimum, and automatically get a B. Now, the second option, the guaranteed B, is what an index fund is. Instead of buying a single company's stock like Apple, Nvidia, or Google, an index fund gives you a tiny piece of the top 500 or even 1,000 companies in the market. If one company fails, you're still supported by all the others. It's diversification without needing to be an expert. So you can buy ETFs, exchange traded funds is what that stands for. You can buy these which track groups of companies often in the same sector. So it's kind of like the same idea. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But with an index fund, your eggs are in hundreds or 1,000 baskets. So when I was still in college, I read this book called The Millionaire Teacher by Andrew Hallam. It's about a school teacher who lived paycheck to paycheck in his early 20s, kind of like a lot of us are doing today. But he decided he'd had enough, lived simply, invested consistently, and retired in his 30s as a millionaire less than 10 years later. And that book hit me pretty hard. So in my early 20s, I didn't really care about finance at all. I was in college, busy, distracted, and not thinking long term. But once I read this book and started earning some real money after college, I realized it was the perfect time to start investing. That book is what pushed me towards index funds. So if you're looking for a good place to start, two of the simplest ETFs are Vanguard's VOO, V-O-O, and VTI. So VOO is pretty much the S&P 500. It gives you all of the top 500 companies, a small slice of each. And VTI covers the entire US market, and it's usually cheaper per share. So if you're brand new, you could literally just buy these two ETFs and give it enough time, you'll almost certainly make money. So historically, the S&P 500 has returned close to 10% annually over the last 90 years. 10% per year, just by letting your money sit there. And it's crazy to me how few people actually do this. This is literally option two we selected earlier, just showing up and getting a B. Even people who could invest often don't. And those who do invest decide to pick single stocks like Nvidia, which do well some years, but then they tank completely overnight and you end up losing a ton of money. Nvidia is just one of my examples, but I know people who have done this and just lost a ton of money in the market. So by doing this, you're literally giving yourself financial freedom from working 35 straight years without a break. Another thing worth mentioning is retirement accounts like IRAs and Roth IRAs. An IRA is a retirement investment account where your money grows over time. Once you hit age 60, you can withdraw it without paying taxes on the gains. In a normal investment account, if you sell and you make a profit, you owe capital gains tax. But with an IRA, if you withdraw, say $100,000 at retirement, you get the full $100,000. If you do this in just a traditional account, like you would find in maybe Robinhood, if you withdraw that $100,000, you might only be able to keep $75,000 of it. So a lot of your money kind of goes to waste there. But if you know you won't need the money until retirement, an IRA is incredibly useful. If you might need the money sooner, then a regular investment account is fine. You just accept the taxes. And a lot of people don't understand this, but you're only really taxed on the gains, not what you put in initially. So if you put in, say, $1,000 and you need to get that out pretty quickly, you're not getting taxed on your $1,000. You're only getting taxed on what that $1,000 made. So again, I'm going to reinforce this here. The earlier you start, the more powerful compound growth becomes. 50 years of compounding is literally life-changing. So before I wrap up here, here's one more piece of advice. Avoid conspicuous consumption. A lot of young people buy things just to show them off, but the average American millionaire spends about $40,000 on a car. I know a lot of people living paycheck to paycheck who spent more than that on their car. So why would you pay more for a car than a millionaire does? It's more important to build wealth than to look wealthy. And small choices add up. Like, for example, cooking at home instead of eating out consistently. Avoid impulse purchases. Invest consistently with all the money you saved. And these things will buy you freedom later in life. And again, I want to reinstate, I'm an architect. I'm not a financial advice giver. And so do your own research before you put your money in. But I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about the path that I've been taking over the last couple years and why you need to probably consider this as well. I think living paycheck to paycheck would bring a very poor life on people. And in full honesty, money doesn't buy happiness, but by having money, you can avoid a lot of sadness, like not being able to afford your rent, not being able to make a car payment, not being able to participate with your friends when they go out to eat, stuff like that. So money definitely is important, but it won't buy happiness. So plan well with what you're going to do with your money and make sure to leave a comment if you haven't done so already. If you made it this far in the video, you might as well hit subscribe. You might never see this channel again, and it literally costs nothing. So hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.